I'm Brittany. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new and don't know who this is my sister Rhea.
Hi.
So last week I showed you how I made the stays and the pockets and the bum rolls, which we didn't actually end up using. And this is the Regency dresses that I made. You can kind of see them already, but this is how I made them. Here, let me show you what I have been working on. These are the pattern pieces for mine. This is the apron front. It's not completely even, so I'll have to recut that. That's my mock-up to make sure that this fits. The pockets that I worked on when the lights were out. The stays
My 18th century stays I got as a free pattern online. I'll put the link in. Tentatively, this is the pattern for the bum roll, but I don't know yet. It's not perfect. This is the pattern pieces for Maria's stays. Because it's a PDF, you have to kind of puzzle piece it together, which I haven't completed yet because the other one didn't fit her. So these are her pattern pieces and her mock-up. We still have a couple of adjustments for her bodice pattern. Hopefully this turns out good. I'm testing out my new camera. Hopefully this turns out well, because otherwise, going through all this trouble of filming this huge process, and it's not working. But first, the very first important step is fuel. I'm going to make myself some coffee. So I basically have all of the bodice for Maria's and mine cut out and sewn together. Hers, I just want her to try it on quick just to make sure, make whatever adjustments I need to before I finish the seams and put on the sleeves and all of that. I have mine finished and I've already been able to tweak it. And so now I'm about to, I'm pinning the stuff that I need to pin to do the, nailing the explanation. Because the way I finish seams, or at least for this, I'm going to be doing it by hand. So yeah, this is what I've got so far. Mine's going to be an apron front where it's going to be like a corset tie thing in the front here, and then the apron is going to come up and I'm going to pin it here, kind of. That's the style I wanted to go for because I wanted to be able to have pockets, which you saw me make for the light route, which I've already stated. It's been a long day. It is 8:30 and I have been doing this since 8:30 this morning. This is the front part of my apron front that I will be adding a drawstring to, just so I can adjust if I need to. I also need to put my sleeves on the bodice, and then I can start figuring out the situation with the pleats. I do need to do the hemming for the skirt. I also need to figure out where I'm going to put the front slits for the apron front. So I don't know, after finishing the seam for mine, I don't know if I want to do the hemming just yet because that's a lot of hand sewing. So I think what I'll do is I will pin the sleeves onto the bodice and then go up to my sewing machine and sew it and then finish those seams. So yeah, that's the plan right now. So I finished the buttonholes, and I attached the sleeves. I haven't finished the seams on the sleeves yet because I want her to try it on before I do, and she's not here right now. Ooh, bright. So right now I realize I actually haven't finished the back seam of her dress, so I'm working on that right now. Although I'm going to have to seam rip some of it even though it's hand sewed because I don't know if you can see it, but I accidentally, because this is how I was holding it, so then I accidentally kind of tacked it down to the wrong side.
So I'm gonna have to seam rip that up. I don't know if you can tell from this angle or the lighting, but yeah, so I actually had to seam rip this bit. This is a different, you can see the knot there, so I will have to redo that bit somehow. Yeah. But progress, I am so close to being done. I'm going to base stitch the skirt onto the bodice with the pleats and stuff, and then I'm gonna have her try it on to see if where the pleats are works, if I need to do any fiddling or whatever, and then sew it and then put the buttons on and the hooks and stuff, and it'll basically be done. Like, I'm excited. Just a few finishing touches after that, finishing seams and stuff. Mine is almost done too. I've just been mostly focusing on Maria's. Sorry if the audio's bad, I have my fan going because it's kind of hot here. So I finished the back seam and I was starting to pin it on so I could base the skirt onto the bodice, and I realized I made a mistake. And I'm kind of frustrated by it, so I will quick show you it. Okay, I hope this is a good view. Alright, so here we have the buttons. This is right sides together. This part right here is the part that is supposed to go behind, so that when this gets attached to it, it can kind of fold in. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. It's basically the long part where it's supposed to go over like that. And this would be the wrong side, obviously. And so technically it shouldn't be on the button side, it should be on the other side. But I didn't think of that when I was sewing the buttons. I only asked her what direction she wanted the buttons facing. And I didn't think about this part. So, I'm not sure how I'm going to fix this, because I can't switch the buttons over to the other side, and I can't switch this to the other side either. So it looks like I might have to finish this top part right here and just have it, I don't know. I have to say, I'm rather happy, oh, stop, don't focus, with how the stitching went, but I think I made a mistake with these two. I embroidered it first and then I cut the slit, and I found a source online that says you're supposed to cut it first and then embroider, because then these stitches right here, I don't know if I'm showing you very well on this screen, go over these raw edges, so it encloses the raw edges. I haven't done too many buttons by hand, so it's just something to know for the next time I do buttonholes. Yeah, learning process. Which with sewing is can't speak. With sewing, it is a never-ending process of learning, so I'll just chalk that up to that. Alright, I finished the slits for the apron front. So that's checked off. Now I just remembered I need to do hand embroidered eyelets right here. I think I'm gonna do maybe like 3 on each side. So yeah, I still have not done anything with this because I just haven't figured out how I'm going to fix it. Yeah, I don't know. And while I was doing that, I do what I always do, which is I'll sometimes listen to books on tape. I will sometimes watch YouTube videos, and I was actually doing research for my next project, which
I actually have the fabric and the pattern pieces and all of it, like, literally over there on my floor, taking up literally half of my bedroom because I'm that excited to start. But I have to hold my horses. And I came across this video about how to insert a placket, Victorian sewing tutorial. And I'm like, hey, this might be helpful because, and that may or may not be my next project. So I was watching it. The problem I was having with the back of Maria's skirt, that would have fixed. A placket would have been extremely helpful. And so I am just a little bit salty about that. So take a moment to appreciate something that would have made something so much easier. But you didn't know about it until after you'd done something. So yeah. Isn't that the way? But I guess that's just part of this process.
Good morning. So update. Maria did try it on, and the sleeves are a teeny bit too tight, so I'm gonna have to seam rip them off, recut, add a little bit to the sleeve. But first, I've got to clear the space on the floor and sweep. Times like this, I really wish I had a big table, because our kitchen table isn't big enough. But the floor will be fine. Okay, I haven't finished putting this on, so this is gonna fall. But I'm noticing a problem with one of the slits, that this doesn't really lay right. The slits looks kind of funny. So I'm gonna have to fix that. And I don't know if you can tell, but the weight of the pleats are pulling the back down, which in turn is causing this to get pulled, which in turn is causing this to get pulled back. So I'm gonna have to seam rip the whole back off and redo all of it. Fantastic. Okay, so I just got the dress off, put it down, and I was about to seam rip it. Oh, my hair is crazy. Can you tell I've been doing a lot of sewing today? Plus organizing and cleaning like you do on the weekend. Anyway, so I was about to seam rip the back off of the dress, and then I had a thought. Maybe the biggest reason why the front slits aren't sitting right is because of the weight of the back, and so it's pulling it down. So all I really have to do is attach straps to it to tie to the front. But I'm also not 100% happy with how the pleats look. Oh, sorry for the camera. I'll show you what I mean. This is how I ended up doing it, where it has this, I don't even know how that happened because I wasn't planning on doing that. And so it does kind of look funny. Is there anything worse than seam ripping? Oh, it's necessary, but I hate it. When I'm so close, I was like, I'm gonna be done today, finally. And trying it on and seeing that I'm not done yet is frustrating, which has actually happened with Maria's as well. I put it on her and the waist was a bit tight, and so I took out some of the pleats that are right here at the waist, the empire waist right here, and so I fixed it that way, or like there's some pleats for the bodice, and then I have pleats right here on the side to accommodate her hips. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. And then it ended up being too big. And so now I have to also redo her skirt, which is right over there.
at my sewing desk. So I have a lot of seam ripping to do, which I guess I'll just go grab hers and seam rip hers now too. So before I completely seam rip it out, I wanted to make sure that my theory about it needing to be supported by a band that gets tied around my waist, I pinned one around it on it, and then I tried it on again. I will show you in split screen now, and it did fix it. So it's kind of nice knowing that my original instinct when I first started was correct. I just should have stuck to my guns and done it, but I was like, no, it'll be fine. But it turns out my instinct was right. So I am gonna still redo the pleats because I double checked to see with it all sitting right. And I still think that the pleats need to be fixed. It just looks weird. So I'm still gonna seam rip it. I'm still gonna fix it. Okay, let's go. So I am just finishing up the attaching this to the back to hold up all of the pleats, and I just redid the pleats, and I don't usually do chef kiss, but this is amazing. I'm just check these out. Look at these pleats. Holy cow. Like, that took forever. And this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm still just finishing up this little seam, covering up all of the pleats. That was a lot. It was a lot. I was worried it wouldn't be enough because they were like this far hanging out. So yeah, I'm so close to being done. That's a lot of pleats. Holy cow.
So yeah, that is how I made them. It took it's been about 6 months now since the beginning of this project, and I'm not gonna lie, I am so ready to be done and move on to the next one. Having put this on her today though, I have noticed that there are a few little things that I need to tweak. I need to fix this that I just haven't had time to do. Here, why don't we give a little spin so you can see the back of yours. You can see the buttons. I used shell buttons, so it's, I don't know, I like it. Peace. Your hair is definitely easier to do a Regency style for. Mine is too short. Plus I don't like having buns on the top of my head because the pins stick in my head and it hurts so bad and I can't stand it. But yeah, so this is mine. Back. I don't know if I have enough pleats. I should have done more. Sarcasm, in case you didn't get that. Which is why we didn't end up using the bum roll, because it just made it look too big. It looked more like a bustle, like a Victorian bustle with mine. So I'm like, okay, it didn't need it. It is a apron front. I decided to use these clasps. Not historically accurate, but a lot more sturdy. And I don't trust hooks, so that's why I decided to go with that. But yeah, this is a project I wanted to do since I read Pride and Prejudice when I was 13. And we are working on some Regency projects. So that was the excuse that I needed to do it. Not that I need one, because I do whatever I want, but like it was the nudge that I needed. There were certain aspects of it that kind of intimidated me, which is why I've stayed away from it. And I would say that your dress and the problems we've had with it encapsulate all of those things that did intimidate me. But that's the nature of it. And I did learn a lot, and I know what I want to do differently the next time I make a Regency gown, so that's good. At least I learn something from the mistakes, right? That's important. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog. If you want to watch more content like this, you can subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know anytime I post a new video. You could give it a like. And if you want, here's another video you could watch right now. It'll be over my sister's face. Because that's the only place on screen I could put it. But yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye.
You know, with it being over my face, why say bye?
True, she's not even here anymore.
You've already written me off. Oh, she's gone. Because there's a video there.